WNBA All Star weekend is in full swing, but the biggest story and perhaps the most disappointing one coming out of the weekend has nothing to do with skills contest or the All Star game. It actually has to do with the way the league is handling the CBA negotiations. The WNBA Players Association opted out of their CBA last year. This was after a year of historic growth and viewership for the league, as well as a year of growth for women's sports and women's basketball in a huge way. This was also a year where we saw major investors interested in creating their own leagues. And one of the most important ones to know about for this conversation is Unrivaled. Unrivaled is a 3-on-3 player-founded basketball league that takes place during the WNBA offseason. And the average salary in Unrivaled, which is full of a number of your favorite WNBA players, is actually higher than the WNBA maximum, which brings us to these player negotiations. It has long been the case in the WNBA that salaries don't pay enough so that these players can only play in that league. And during the offseason, players were typically going overseas to actually supplement their income and continue playing basketball when the WNBA season was off. This has also been something that the league doesn't love, but it has been a necessary situation. And so the WNBA players have been hopeful that these CBA negotiations would be something that the league was willing to meet them halfway on. But instead, what we're seeing is that the players are widely frustrated by the way these conversations have been going at All-Star Weekend. Breanna Stewart called the negotiations a wasted opportunity and said that no progress was made. Angel Reese called the current offer disrespectful, and other players have called the WNBA's offer a slap in the face and stated that they will not settle for the minimum. But one of the big sticking points that has clearly come out of these negotiations is that the WNBA wants these other leagues like Unrivaled gone. Gabby Williams was the one to talk about this and stated that it's clear that the W wants the competition gone, but they're also not willing to make up the difference in the money that these players would be making. And I think that's actually a massive problem. The WNBA wants to look at the sudden success that they're having and ask the players in the league to kind of hold and grow with them. And if they want them to do that, they have to allow them to supplement their income. And that supplement can't just be for the biggest names in the league that are able to get massive sponsorship deals. Unrivaled not only paid this high salary, but also came with sponsorships like Sephora, which the WNBA has since benefited from as they've become a sponsor of the Golden State Valkyries, and they gave every member of the inaugural season ownership in the league. The WNBA is coming to the table saying, we'll give you the minimum step up, and we also don't want you playing for anyone else or making money elsewhere. And I think this is actually a really big problem that the WNBA is gonna have to figure out, because the league is trying to grow and rapidly. They have announced a number of expansion teams and will be adding to the league rapidly. And if you're not willing to include the players in the growth, you can't also take away opportunity elsewhere. And I suppose not surprisingly, the WNBA commissioner's statements on these talks has been completely different from the way the players are talking about them. While players are feeling disrespected, Kathy said that the talks were constructive and she's feeling optimistic. So there are a lot of questions here, but one of them is if the WNBA is not willing to meet the players where they are, is it possible that the money coming from other opportunities and investors who do see the value in the players specifically could be an out option for a number of these players?